everyone, Cynics here, and a funny story, I actually already recorded this video, but I forgot to turn on my microphone. Anyway, today I wanted to do a quick tablet hardware review video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about the Microsoft Surface Pro, as well as the Apple iPad, and kind of trying to tell you from an artist standpoint which might be the best fit for you. On a side note, you may notice I've actually moved into a brand new place, and that's really been taking up a lot of my time lately, but luckily I'm finally settled in. But yes, like moving and buying a place, it's extremely stressful and difficult, but I'm sorry it's made the channel suffer a little bit. I started this video back at my old place, so I wanted to finish it before I completely misplace the footage or lose anything. Anyway, let's get right into it. So first up, the Microsoft Surface Pro. Now, I don't personally own one, but a friend was nice enough to let me borrow one for like a month, so I got a pretty good idea of how it feels to use as an artist tool just for drawing and painting and everything. I think price-wise, it's roughly similar to where the Apple iPad is. Maybe it's actually even cheaper. I think it might be cheaper for like the higher-end models. I'm not entirely sure, but they're roughly in the same ballpark. Now, the main benefit of the Surface Pro is that it is a complete functional computer. You can use this for all of your computing needs. You can basically set it up on your desk, use it like a little laptop desk computer, run ZBrush, run Corel Painter, run Adobe Photoshop, do all of that stuff, and it'll function just fine. So that's a pretty good benefit, especially if you don't already have a good computer to use for your everyday stuff. But of course, I have a computer, so I'm mainly looking at it as an art tool. So I will say the stylus and everything, it feels pretty reactive. It felt very one-to-one, and where I was trying to draw, it felt like it was making the lines where I wanted them. So I didn't have really any issue with disconnect in terms of that, which is the main thing I look for in terms of a drawing screen tablet. The stylus felt okay. It was a little wonky. It was a little small, I think, actually, now that I'm thinking back on it. So it wasn't 100% ideal, but it was reasonable enough, and you can definitely get used to it. Obviously, myself being a huge Corel Painter fan, it was nice to be able to use Corel Painter on a little tablet and just be able to use the stylus with it on the screen. Now, the main issue is that obviously using Corel Painter, it's not made for a tablet screen, so I still had to use everything through the keyboard at first. But luckily, I was able to try out a third-party app called Tablet Pro, and that lets you basically set up any program such as Painter or ZBrush or Photoshop or whatever, and just make a little customized sidebar of all the little shortcuts you might need and you might use on your keyboard. So things like undoing, color picking, resizing brushes, just getting to different menus and everything. You can set those all to a little key on your screen on the little side that will always be on top, and that way you can basically use this without a keyboard, just as the little tablet device, which is great. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted something that I can just sit on the couch and use and not have to worry about a keyboard. I can just hold it in one hand wherever I go and draw with the other hand. And that actually made it a lot more functional, and I really enjoyed using that. Now, I will say, overall, the experience of working on a Microsoft Surface Pro, it was reasonable. It was kind of what I expected it to be. I didn't have any major complaints with the feel of it or anything. It was a little bit jinky at times in terms of the tablet responsiveness. There were like a couple times I felt like Microsoft went out of tablet mode or just stopped responding to my touch commands. I'm not sure why that is. It's just, it feels like anytime you got a Microsoft product and there's a lot of things running in the background, sometimes things just get a little wonky or things crash. So that was a little questionable, but for like 90% of the time, which is not a high number, but at least 90% of the time, it was pretty solid and it felt like it was doing exactly what I wanted. Now, aside from that instability, my main actual con and complaint with the whole device is that it heats up a lot. It was getting boiling hot on my lap. If you're trying to use it just on a couch in your lap or something, this thing heats up a lot with extended use. So I'm not sure why, and that kind of makes me nervous about using it long term as well, if it's gonna heat up that much. But just in our hot summer atmosphere here in Southern California, having something that's like really hot to the touch, it's kind of a big problem. But overall, it was reasonably good. I don't know, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 just as an art hardware device. Some of you might find it better, might find it more intuitive. It's pretty reasonable. Obviously, the tablet surface is glass, and I'm really a big fan of nice papery textures on all of my surfaces that I draw on, which is why I don't personally use a Cintiq in my everyday work. But if you don't have a big problem with that, maybe you'll get used to it. I'm sure you can also get some kind of screen protector that will make it a little more textured. And speaking of that, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but next up, I want to talk about the Apple iPad. Now, this one I actually did buy, and I have one here. Lucky enough, I was able to get this for just $400. So it's a 12.9 inch, pretty big, pretty sizable, and I got that for a reasonable price because I bought it used on Craigslist. This is a Gen 2 iPad Pro, so not the newest 3rd gen one that has a couple different features, and not the first one either. But the middle one, which I think is actually a pretty good compromise. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything in the new one, and I feel like it's very responsive and it feels great. So just a quick review on this one, the Apple iPad, and when I talk about it, I'm mainly gonna be talking about Procreate, by the way, which is just a lovely program. You can see I've been using it a lot for everything. But Procreate is amazing in my opinion. So this is almost just as much a review on Procreate as it is the iPad, since I feel like they go hand in hand. I know there's other software, but Procreate was designed in such an intuitive way for the iPad that I feel like it should be mentioned. So I've been using Procreate and the iPad a lot over the past months, and I absolutely love it. I can't actually give a big complaint about it. It does everything I want it to do, and it does it very intuitively. In fact, it's so painfully intuitive that I've started embarrassingly often double tapping on my sketchbook. That is the command for undoing double tapping or triple tapping to redo. But anytime I draw a line I don't like on a traditional sketchbook, my brain intuitively makes me double tap it. And it's super embarrassing. And I hope my students at school haven't noticed, because I've definitely double tapped their sketchbook before when I'm drawing a demo in their sketchbook. So yeah, it's becoming an issue, just a little bit of an issue. I keep doing it and it's getting worse. Someone please help me. But anyway, let me just say I'm not a big Apple fan. I personally am not really into the OS. It's okay, it's functional. I don't really use it for anything else. I just use it for Procreate, so it doesn't affect me too much. But I'm not an Apple person. In fact, that's what kept me from getting an iPad for so long, because I always thought, it's Apple, so I don't really want to get it. I've kind of stuck to my other computery stuff. I like my cheap PCs that I build myself and all that stuff. And it's just, whoa, iPad's expensive and Apple's expensive, so I'll just pass on that for now. But I love this thing so much. It feels so good to draw with. It feels the tilt and everything in Procreate and with the Apple Pencil. It feels so good. Like, you can use this like a pencil and use the side of it against the canvas, and it does exactly what you would want. It just feels like you're using a real pencil. So it is pretty amazing, and I would say it's everything I ever wanted. No, it's kind of silly, because when I was younger, I actually remember distinctly being in my early 20s when I just started drawing. I know I'm older than most of you. But I always was like, oh man, wouldn't it be amazing if there was just some digital sketchbook device where instead of using a normal sketchbook, I could just have this digital screen and just be a flat little thing, and I could draw whatever I want, paint and do everything, and it'll just feel like real traditional stuff. And we're basically at that technology now, and it's crazy to me, because this seemed like such a silly dream when I was younger, but now technology's there and it's only getting better somehow. I don't even know how it can get better, because it feels really great. I guess it can just get thinner and have less of a light glare effect. I honestly don't know. I will say though, initially, I really disliked drawing on the glassy surface once again because I like texture. I'm not a fan of that slippy, slidey feel of drawing on glass. But luckily, I was able to get a paper-like texture for it. So that's the brand name. It's called Paper-like. They make textures for iPads, generally for artists like ourselves. So they're obviously not way too textury that it feels like ridiculous, but it offers this nice matte texture. Here you can see the before and after of me installing it. So before, everything's very glassy and smooth. Look at the reflection on there. It's like this really strong glare. After you put this thing on, all that glare is gone, and you can tell it's just a really matte texture, and it feels so good to draw on. So I strongly recommend, if you do have an iPad or you're thinking of getting one, consider getting a matte texture screen protector for it. And the paper-like one is probably the best one. And I'll put a little link in the description below to all the stuff I'm mentioning. But anyway, this thing is great. I love Procreate. I've basically just been using this for all of my sketching, and even every little image that you see on that main page, it has a ton of layers, and I'm basically using these layers like sketchbook pages. So every different layer is like a different sketchbook page, and I've just been filling this thing up. I got so many drawings on this thing, it's kind of getting ridiculous. I gotta start uploading these from somewhere. Now obviously the one thing that I haven't been exploring enough is painting on this thing. But luckily, let me just open up a canvas real fast. Oops. Luckily, I've started to mess around with it, and I've somewhat found slightly painterly brushes. At least I've tried to make my traditional brushes, such as the dry brush. And I've tried to make it a thing in here. So you can see I have a brush that kind of fades away and lets you keep mixing, which is what my dry brush does. So I'm getting closer to a point where I want to use this for painting and everything. So at least I'm able to do more like painterly looking stuff like I would do in Painter. So I've been enjoying that aspect. I'm still learning, still getting better with it. And I would say this device as a drawing tool is a 10 out of 10. That's right, 10 out of 10, would recommend to everyone. I can't say anything bad about it. I think for my money, not since I bought a tablet, the Intuos 2, back in like 2000, and I got 20 years out of it, not since then have I got a bigger bang for my buck in the art world in terms of just drawing, buying something to help my art career. So go ahead, tell your parents, no, beg them, no, it's fine. You don't gotta beg your parents, but save your money, get a used one. You don't need to buy a brand new one. You don't need to be like, I need the newest, fanciest one. Just get a Gen 2 one. Doesn't have to be this size, but this size is pretty good, I will say. You get used to it. But yeah, get a used one off Craigslist if you can, or whatever, get a new one if you want. But I don't even like Apple, and I love this stupid thing, so that's about the best recommendation I can give for a device. In the future, I will try to do a couple videos about using Procreate. I'll do some tutorial stuff using the actual iPad and Procreate. So look forward to that in the future. In the meantime, I need to get back to my regular videos. I'm kind of gotten moved in here. I still need like a drawing desk area over here and a little more stuff, but I got my own office space to do all of my art in, and that's pretty exciting. So thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to all of my patrons, because I've been such a bad patron person. I have not been updating stuff, and I've been pretty bad at doing paint over pals because of all this moving and all this nonsense. Yeah, and my patrons have been dropping, but that's fine, because I don't deserve all the love you guys have been giving me. But I really appreciate everything you guys have been doing. So thank you so much to everyone, and thank you so much to just every viewer for being patient with me. And I hope this video was able to help you make a decision. Spend your money wisely. Don't just go out and blow a bunch of money. If you can't afford it, then don't get one. Just wait, save up, but at least buy a used one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again shortly. Goodbye. Wow.